Okay. Right, everybody. Hello, Chris Harris, author of the Zombie Castle series, the UKD, which is another apocalyptic series, and is also a co-author with Devon C. Ford on the Burning Skies series and the Excellent Arc series. How are you tonight?
Very good, thank you. How are you? You had a good day?
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't too bad. Yourself?
Yes, yeah, good. Busy, but...
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's get stuck in. We've got... Do you want to start off with one of the reviews of Zombie Castle? Just a little snippet of it, just so people can see how the reviews are going. One little review says, thanks, Chris, for the hugely enjoyable start to the series. Please will someone from the BBC or Netflix take note of this book? Which is, that's great, isn't it? And before we start the questions, are reviews actually important to writers? Does it matter if you get 5-star or a 1-star?
All reviews are very important because, you know, people have read your book, people have taken the time to review it, whether they love it or don't like it. You know, obviously, we much prefer people to like it and give 5 stars, 4 stars. Fantastic, but you have to take the rough with the smooth on that. You know, you get the odd bad review, but you take it on the chin and you learn from it. But your books aren't for everybody. You just hope that the majority pleases.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to sit and read a Jackie Collins, and you know, they wouldn't be for me. So unless they're being particularly mean, I can understand what you're saying. Yeah. Then we've got a question here. So when you start writing a new book, do you write a beginning, middle, and end, or do you come up with an idea and then wing it?
Absolutely wing everything I do. I have no idea what's happening on the next sentence. I just sit down and write it. Not a clue. It's as much a surprise to me as is the reader.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Question from Natalie. Did you know any Knights reenactment groups before you started writing the groups in the book?
No, not really. My lad was in a reenactment group at school, which possibly gave me some inspiration for it. But having the Knights in the zombie series just seemed to work, and I have so much fun writing about them. You know, because it's just a bit bizarre having a load of medieval reenactment knights running around chopping heads off.
That is true, but it was a really good twist, actually. A totally different take on the whole. You know, they're not loaded up with guns and everything else. It was good. Another question: do you take bits and pieces of the people you know to splice together to create the characters that you eventually come up with?
Absolutely. Most of the time, it's not even bits and pieces; it's the whole person.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, you take inspiration from people around you. So obviously, when you're visualizing a character, you have a picture in your head, and invariably, that's probably somebody you know or know of, just so you can picture them as you're writing about them. You know, because you have to do the descriptive. You know, he's a short, fat man. Not saying who I'm thinking about.
You're going to get in so much trouble after this. Right, okay. Next question. Oh, no, hold on. There's another review. Another review on Amazon. Really enjoyed this book and would highly recommend it. The story is believable and well written with humour. Society as we know it has ended, so let's just put the kettle on for a cuppa.
Have a cup of tea.
A cup of tea. So British. Now, has a scene you've written ever shocked you after rereading it back?
No, I think some scenes, more emotional ones, maybe upset you or get you, because that's the way I wanted to write it. You know, because there's certain, you know, when they're sad about somebody's died or something. But no, I've never shocked about what I write. So because I mean it.
I remember one of your, not the zombie series, the other apocalyptic series. You remember? And I said to you, at that point I knew I'd probably last 2 seconds in apocalypse because I could not have done what them characters actually did. In the cold light of day the next morning, and but it was excellent. It needed to be in the book because it's probably truer to what would happen than what wouldn't happen. So I remember that being a moment when I read the UKD, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, question from Simon. Okay, so how did you end up doing a zombie story? Did you try other genres first?
Well, yes, I did. I wrote UK Dark, which is a post-apocalyptic EMP disaster story based in England. So I wrote the first 2 of those, and then I decided to have a go at zombies because I love zombies. Walking Dead. Who doesn't like The Walking Dead?
Well, not necessarily The Walking Dead, but I love zombies. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely a great genre. I know people have said, oh, everybody's doing a zombie story, but I look through my Kindle and nearly every book is a zombie story, so it's not getting boring to me, and I'm sure to most other readers it's not boring. Not when you get different takes on the genre at all.
It's all about trying to do a different take on it, a different how it starts. You know, I like my zombie story because it explains a bit how it starts, where some of them just start off, you wake up and there's zombies out your window, where, you know, you can have a bit of, you know, I like to put a bit of background on it. So I hope I got it over and did all right.
It's excellent. It really is. Okay. Then, do you ever wish you hadn't killed off a character? And if so, which one?
No. Every character, if I'm thinking of a character, I probably know he's going to die as I'm starting to write about him, because he's either a goodie, a baddie. I haven't had the heart to kill any goodies off yet because I don't want to.
No, I'm with you on that. I root for the goodies every single time. I'm like, no, don't you dare kill the goodies.
Yeah.
I suppose in real life, a lot of the goodies would be the first to go, wouldn't they? Because they wouldn't be able to do the things that other people could do. Okay. Question from Ian. How do you find the time to focus on your writing?
I know who wrote this question. He's a very good friend of mine, and he did it to take the piss.
I was just going to say, is he taking the proverbial? Yes.
Yes, he is. So thank you very much, Ian. I find plenty of time to write. I'm seeing him tomorrow. I'm going to have a go at him.
Yes, I would. Again, just another review. Keep up the great work. If you like this book, then I deeply urge you to try the UKD Dark series as well. That's a great review. Okay, another question. If you could have written one book before the actual writer from the whole of history, which book would it have been?
That is a very difficult one, because there's so many books or series of books that I really enjoy, and I'll be, from my childhood, I read all the Wilbur Smith books, and they're fantastic. I like escapist adventurist books. So there's many I wished I'd written, but to pick one, I'll go back to Mr. Wilbur Smith, The Courtneys of Africa series, because it's just an expansive book of fun and adventure.
To check that one out. I've not read.
It's a very old book. It's been out for quite some time now. I think he wrote it when he was a lot younger than he is now.
Right, okay. Okay, question from Pete. Explain how McVitie's hobnobs have become an integral part of your writing process.
Well, I just like them. And when I'm sitting there with my laptop, staring out the window more than I'm staring at the screen, you just need a hobnob.
Oh, don't they give you dry mouth?
No, not with a nice cup of coffee to go with it. You can dunk it in there. It's all about the level of dunk on a hobnob. You've just got to not leave it too long. It just goes, it falls apart. But but hobnobs are food of the gods, and it's become a bit of a tradition, as you know, that I keep posting pictures of hobnobs.
Yes.
I even got a whole couple of paragraphs about them in UK Dark.
Are they chocolate covered or just normal hobnobs?
Milk chocolate hobnobs every day. One day I may get sponsored by McVitie's, but that's it's a hope of mine, a distant hope of mine.
Give them enough advertising, haven't you? Come on. Yeah. Right. Okay. With all the backlash that J.K. Rowling has received, including the hashtag J.K. Rowling RIP, do you ever censor a character to avoid trolling? And have you ever been trolled because of what you've written?
I've never been trolled as such. Do I censor a character? You've always got to be aware of people's sensibilities. So, there's no point going out to annoy people by putting things that are plainly, in the modern world we're living, probably quite wrong. So, and also never kill a dog.
Oh no, never kill a dog.
That would upset too many people. Never kill a dog. So no, I've never been trolled, but yes, I do. You do bear in mind readers' sensitivities sometimes when you're writing, because if it doesn't need to be said, why say it?
Yeah, if it doesn't need to be said, you are correct. But a character is still a character, regardless of what.
Oh, there's characters who display various tendencies, but that's the character. You're not airing your own opinions through a character, because there's so many different characters you're writing about.
Exactly. I mean, I 100% agree. Yeah, absolutely. Question from Natalie: how many people that you know have been included in your writing?
A lot.
Please be careful here.
A lot. Well, basically, take the knights from Zombie Castle. Every single one of those knights are good friends of mine.
Oh, that's excellent. But do they know it's them?
Oh, yes. I haven't changed the names, apart from one person who, for publisher reasons, had to change his name.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And no, but I didn't change any of the. I didn't change any names, and they've all read their parts, and they've all said, "I can't sue you because it's just true."
That's great that they really enjoy it as well, and it's nice to be immortalized in a book, especially if you're killing zombies, isn't it? Come on, it's good fun. Okay, do you enjoy, again leading on from that, do you enjoy meeting the people who read and love your books, or is it a tad weird? And then are you going to do a book signing when it's safe?
Is it a tad weird to meet people who've read your book? Absolutely.
Is it?
It's also very nice to know that people have read your book and you're getting comments, really nice comments back. Because I met you at a book event, didn't we?
Yeah,
which was fantastic.
We had a great day.
Yeah, we had a great day.
Yep. It was a bit of an alcohol fueled day, but it was a great day, wasn't it? And again, I think that it's sort of, to me, that's what sets a lot of book people apart, is if they all love a book or a writer, the atmosphere in that room is electric, because everybody agrees with each other. So,
and it's very strange when people come up to you saying, "I love your book," and I go, "Oh God, it's a bit, thank you." And it's not my mother saying it, so
it's not your mum. Yeah, I can remember one guy saying, "Oh my God, I've got your book on my Kindle," and he was so shocked. It was lovely. It really was. Okay.
So, and also, you mentioned about the book signing.
Yeah.
Me and Devon Ford and I are planning one, because we have the same publisher, and they've said they will get one. Who knows when in these current times? So watch this space. When it's possible, we will be doing a book signing for all of our works.
As a reader, nothing beats a signed book, especially if it's personalised. Nothing. It's lovely. So that would be great. But as you say, in these times, you cannot possibly put a date on anything, can you? Okay. No. Okay, another review. Thoroughly enjoying these books. Great concept and varied, interesting characters. Only drawback, Harris, is they're not being written quickly enough.
I am a very slow writer. I can't make any excuses. Life gets in the way. I have to do. We all have other lives outside of writing books, and I wished I could do it 5 days a week, 7 days a week, but I'd probably be divorced and bankrupt.
It must take dedication.
Sorry, what you say?
It must take dedication.
Oh, it does. And you get in the flow, because during lockdown, I didn't write a word. I couldn't get into the flow. And apparently some other authors I spoke to were the same. But the world outside your window was more interesting.
Wow.
So I, for 4 or 5 months, even though I had ideal time, we were locked down at home, I didn't do anything. No explanation why.
That was the perfect time for you?
I know.
No,
It was nice weather. It was more fun to mow the lawn.
Yeah. As you're writing the book, again, I've just thrown this in. As you're writing the book, do you actually enjoy the storyline, or is it not something you just put the story on paper? You're not enjoying the storyline. Are you reading it yourself in your head?
Yeah. If I wasn't enjoying the storyline, I wouldn't be carrying on writing it. You know, I write for what I like. You know, I write for what I like to write about, and if I'm not enjoying it, I'd probably change the way it flows and go again. But as I say, I'm such a slow writer that, you know, every sentence it's not really thought out. It's just slow. But, you know, it gets there in the end.
I don't think you're slow. I mean, it's everybody's got such a massive to be read palette, but when you've got your favourites, and I have got my favourites, and they bring a new book out, you put whatever you're reading aside, and I bet most readers are the same. It's like, oh my god, new book. You might be like 70% into another one, but when your favourites bring one out, it's like to the side. It is. Okay. Which of your characters are your favourite?
Which of my characters are my favourite? Oh, so many for different reasons. I love Maud in Zombie Castle. The my old lady lioness protecting her cubs. She's great because the comedy of her keeping a load of gruff burly knights in line is just quite funny.
But that actually would happen if you think about it. Yeah, it really would. No, she's brilliant, Maud. She is.
Other characters, I suppose there's so many and they're so varied. Favourite character, they alternate. I'm writing New Earth 3 at the moment, you know, which I'm co-writing with Devon Ford, and you know, I like Annie, the simulated, you know, the computer. You know, I'm having fun developing her as a character as she develops herself. No spoilers.
No, but she starts off like as a computer person, and you've humanized her now. She's a petulant child, and she's turned into someone that you actually really like. I mean, when she's listening on conversations, I bet you 90% of us really would. You're humanizing her again. Yeah. So that's really good. I'm loving the storyline in the arc. That's an excellent series. Question from Natalie. What made you think of including Prince Harry in UKD?
I tell you what, if you've read UKD, I only ever thought to include Prince Harry when the door to the armoured car opened and somebody had to step out of it. And I went, you know what? Prince Harry. Absolutely no more thought that went into that. And, you know, love him or hate him, whatever your views upon royalty and Prince Harry. And I think I quite like him.
I think he came across excellent in the books. Yeah, really.
And
really,
actually,
really
some people I've heard I know who've served with him in the forces, saying, "Have you met him?" He says, "No." He says, "Well, you've got him. He's spot on." That's what I was told.
He did come across lovely, and I do think Harry's lovely. Okay, how long do you think you'd actually survive in a zombie apocalypse?
I'd be dead already. No. How long would any of us survive in the zombie apocalypse? I put on a little bit of weight in lockdown. I'm not probably as fast a runner as I used to be. But, you know, you all like to think we'd be Rambo and we'd, you know, suddenly heroically save everybody. Yeah, I'll give it a go because I think I should. If anybody, I should know a zombie apocalypse is happening before anybody else.
Yeah, by the signs. But I like that whole train of thought because that's my train of thought. It might not last long, but I couldn't leave anybody behind. It's always the selfish characters in the book that I can't take to. You know, the people that give it toes at the first, don't warn anybody else, just out the door. Okay. Question from Simon. What do you write on and what word processing program do you use?
I write on a laptop mainly. Sometimes I use an iPad and a little keyboard if I'm traveling around, and I just use standard Word.
Excellent. Okay. And then we just another review. Read this book in one sitting. It's a fantastic book. Well done, Mr. H. Can't wait for the next episodes in the series. It's got to be nice when you get reviews like that. it must make up a little tiny bit for the reviews that just seem slightly mean and nasty type of thing. It's got to, hasn't it? And it's well deserved because I have read the series, so I'm not saying this from somebody that hasn't. They're all excellent series.
It does give you a little spring in your step when you get a nice review like that.
Oh, I bet it. You know what? I think I agree, because I think you can have 9 people say something nice. It's the 10th person that says the horrible thing that you take on board sometimes, and that's the sad thing about social media. As great as it is for everything else, things like that really, they can cut you. I couldn't do what you guys do, because you must. Do you get a notification that you've got a new review, and then you go and look at it? Oh, you don't. So you've got to look up your own reviews.
Yeah.
That takes some balls.
Yeah. So occasionally you flick through and you have a look and you go, and you can list the reviews by newest first, so they've got the date on it, and you go, oh, there's some new ones, and thankfully the vast majority are favourable reviews, but you just can't please them all.
You can't please everybody. They're not all going to like the same thing, but
you just have to shrug it off and put it away, and take the positive.
I've bought books myself, and they've had 3-star reviews, and I've really loved them. So you can't please everybody. And apart from everything else, you've also got the troll factor, who purposely go after writers like yourself.
Definitely.
Just for the fun of it, because they get the kicks out of things like that. So I don't take the 1-star reviews or the 2-star reviews seriously, really. I see how many. If the book's got 1-star reviews all the way through, yeah, obviously. But I look at the 5 and the 4s, and I think most readers do the same. I really do. Okay. Question from Simon: how hard was it to come up with some of your characters?
Coming up with names for them is probably harder, because the characters, I don't plan anything I write, so the characters just leap off the keyboard at the screen in front of it. So I develop them as I write them. So it's not that hard, but obviously, if you can see a character, is got legs, you develop them more.
Yeah.
Some other characters just fade away because you can't really develop them as much as you want, but you just carry on.
Is that because you base them on people you know? So you put their traits into that character. So you think that because I know that person would do this in real life, that character's then going to do this, and it makes the character go one way or the other?
You probably base them on personalities of people, or how you would like people to act or not act.
Yeah.
But it's always good to visualize a character, just so in your head when you're writing it, as I said earlier, the short fat man. But
you're going to be in so much trouble, right?
I don't. Who knows who I'm talking about?
I think probably a few of us do. So, before we finish up with a final round of questions, because we've got to keep this to 30 minutes, it's been great fun.
Yeah.
Sell yourself.
Sell myself.
Sell Chris Harris, the writer.
Oh, that's a really hard one. Apparently people like my books. Apparently people like them. So
they do.
As and my mom says, please buy my books because they're really good. And I'm a nice guy. And,
you are.
That's it, really. You've really stumped with that. Thank you, Pauline. That's really got me that question.
Sorry.
I love you.
I know. I'm sorry. Right. So just because obviously I've asked Chris Harris to sell himself. Now I'm just going to see what type of, apart from the review in ARC 2, which was to your wives, which was excellent. Did you get in trouble for that?
No, they liked it.
No, it was excellent.
It brought a tear to my wife's eye when she read the dedication me and Devon did to our wives.
I thought it was beautiful.
Because they are understanding and they allow us to follow our passion. They give us time to, sit here and write for hours on end, or sometimes late into the night, and, cover the other stuff I probably should have been doing. But you're
going to make me cry now. That's what you want. That's everything that you want in a partner, isn't it? That's amazing. But I love reading the front because it gives me a little slight insight into what the author's like and if I'm going to like him. So in that vein, I've just got a couple of little questions just so that the readers can see who Chris Harris really is.
Oh dear.
I know. What's your favourite word?
Yes.
Okay. What is your least favourite word?
No.
Okay. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
What turns me on? Ooh, wow. Mila Kunis turns me on, but that's not for this section, is it?
No, you're not the wife.
And I'm an emotional amoeba, and so therefore
male.
that doesn't really work. And well, that's my wife. And what was the last one?
What turns you on either creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Creatively, life. You just see what's around you, you know, and that gives you inspiration of, you know, whatever you see. You're always thinking about things, so you could see something a few weeks ago and you go, oh yeah, that'd be nice for the book or something.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. What turns you off?
Turns me off.
Mm.
Grumpy people.
Grumpy people.
Grumpy people.
Yeah. Yeah.
What turns me off? Negativity. Negativity.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That energy vampires are just fuck off over there with your negativity. I want to be happy today.
Yeah.
What is your favorite curse word?
Cockwomble.
Very
very descriptive and does what it says on the label.
Yeah, you fucking cockwomble. Yeah, that's the
yes.
Yeah. What sound or noise do you love?
A sound I like, the crack of a can of lager. The sound I hate is animals chomping, you know.
People do that.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what, if you could torture me 30 seconds in a darkened room with that playing, I'd be a nut job.
Really?
My head would go. It just that noise gets me.
Okay. What profession other than an author would you like to attempted?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister Harris. Okay. What profession would you least like to have attempted?
Prime Minister. I'd love the job, but everybody would hate me quickly.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. If heaven exists, what would you like God to say when you turn up at the pearly gates?
Wrong floor.
Yeah, you're not on the full floor there, are you?
Yeah,
definitely.
You need to go down a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else you want to say to the readers before we finish the final?
No, thank you. I've just really enjoyed this, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
It's always good fun, and you know, I hope we can meet in person again soon once the situation allows.
Yeah, definitely. Once this is all over. But
yeah,
I've just got a final question. If you would answer this truthfully, please. Can you confirm your whereabouts 9 months before the birth of Prince Harry?
Well, I've got a non-disclosure agreement signed by a certain royal party, but seeing as I was 13 at the time he was born, yeah, I think I did quite well.
You must get that a lot, though.
Occasionally, yes.
More with your beard.
Yeah, I shaved the beard off due for. It's horrible when I was wearing a mask with a beard.
Oh, can imagine.
So I shaved it off, and then the wife said I look younger, so I've kept it off.
Yeah, you do. But the beard is more like you look at Prince Harry. Definitely.
Yeah, no, yeah. So people watching this are wondering what we're going on about because they're going, he looks nothing like Prince Harry.
You've got to imagine with shorter hair and a beard, he actually does. Especially because everybody at the meetup, everybody was shouting Prince Harry at you, if you remember. So yeah. But, no, it's been great fun to speak to you, and I hope to speak to you again soon.
No, thank you for doing this, Pauline. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Technology. Oh, I'm
Still
so
recording.
Oh no. Right, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye.
I'm still here. No,
It-
it says stop.
Can you edit this, Paulie? Because it's still
I think so.
recording, you know.
No, no, I'm not. Am I?
It's still
Am
got
I?
recording on it, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Stop.